that. But before that intraday analysis, it's very important you understand the intraday algorithms. And on Friday, it's quite straightforward. This was at 8:42 before market opened. I already talked about this particular small pocket of liquidity here in yesterday's video, as well as in the pre-market brief right here. So you see how the market tried to grab that. And I talked about that stronger green selling followed by that orange selling continuation structure right there. Exactly as it happened. This was prepared pre-market. You already know what to expect here. And very importantly, you see that 1 minute structure that I was asking you to look out for here. Now let's take a look at the 1 minute structure here. Now when you understand this macro context here, when you understand the liquidity that was built in the 30-minute chart, you know that the bears or the bulls are somewhat gravitated towards this liquidity, especially if a catalyst pushes it to grab it early or grab it on time. And in this case, we grabbed it on time. There was no need for further microstructure because we have been building so much liquidity throughout the entire week for this move. In fact, we talked a lot about this here. This was since almost many weeks ago where I talked about this yellow band, this very important yellow band, isn't it? And how you see the 20-day moving average cascading along it, building massive liquidity right here. Now, this is still very relevant. Let's talk about that later and how to be dealing with that. Now, on Friday, remember, I'd asked you to look out for that 1 minute structure at 10:05 here. This was when we identified very strong blue controlled algorithm. I talked about this blue algorithm here, and you see how beautifully we grabbed that liquidity on the way down. Now, this would have been a beautiful entry right here because of that pink precision algorithm, and you see magenta was still building liquidity, building that right shoulder here. Now, this is when you know the liquidity grab was too early. So you don't try to grab this. You wait for the retrace, breakout, and retrace here. But how do you look out for the algorithms in that retrace? You look out for whether the bears are still controlling the liquidity here and using the liquidity from the resistance of that selling algorithm right there. Absolutely beautiful trade right here. All because you understood how to be looking out for that blue algorithm right there. No worries if you miss this. There's still plenty of profits to be found. And this was very crucial if you understood from the 30-minute chart, because this was when we started breaking out of this yellow. And you saw me chart this green selling algorithm right here. This would have been an absolutely beautiful trade because you had a 30-minute chart to guide you as well. Now thereafter, nothing's changed, isn't it? 10:28 here. This was a long time, 10:28, right? You understood how we were already identifying the blue algorithm from that selling continuation structure. So I asked you to wait for that selling continuation structure to form and for the blue and magenta algorithm to start building liquidity. This is absolutely beautiful because you see that beautiful head and shoulder pattern that started grabbing off that 20-day moving average that I was mentioning about as the right shoulder right there. You see the nested structure as well. And if you charted a little bit more diligently, you would have caught this blue algorithm still building liquidity on that nested right shoulder here. Absolutely beautiful trade. We were waiting patiently for this. Now, I mentioned you do not call for the reversal until cups are closed because the blue algorithm can still be in control until cups are closed. In this case, this is a trend selling continuation. As I mentioned, you have to be looking out for certain selling continuation structure like that. Absolutely beautiful trade right there.